Hi, sixth grade. Congratulations. If you are watching this video, it means that you have successfully created all of your buildings and decorated them in to an extent that Mrs. Dominic said that, yep, you're done. You are ready to finish this project and do your sky. Okay, so the sky is what I'm going to show you how to make today. Um, Depending on where you are, whether you're in school or whether you are at home, you are probably going to be using different materials. Okay. If you are at home, you are probably going to be using oil pastels to do this. Whether you're on paper, cardboard, square, round, doesn't matter. At home friends, you are probably going to want to use oil pastels. If you have tempera paint at your house and if your parents give you permission to use it for this project, by all means, feel free to paint your sky. It is okay. But I'm going to show you how to do it with oil pastels today. My friends at school, you are going to be doing something very similar. You can choose whether you want to do paint or oil pastels. I have both supplies available to you in my classroom. So that part is up to you. But I'm going to show oil pastels today, and paint is very, very similar. It is just obviously using that liquid instead of this solid. Okay, so hopefully your page, your cardboard, your paper, your sketchbook, whatever it is, looks something similar to this. You have successfully put things in every building and you have an empty sky. I hope and pray that you remembered to use your ruler the whole time so that this part of your drawing is very crisp and neat and clean. Okay. Before we start to use pastels or paint, either one, you are going to want to use an eraser and erase anything and everything you may still have in your sky, including the dot. The dot we are now done with. So I just have my trusty eraser and I'm going to go through and get rid of as much of this as possible. Most of this will be covered up by the pastel or the paint, but I still like having a perfectly clean surface whenever I begin applying color. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. There's still some residue up here in the sky, especially where that dot is because we used it so often, but again, it'll get covered up. Once you have the pastel on here though, you will not be able to erase anymore because oil pastel will smear. The paint will hold on to whatever color your eraser is. So any erasing, do now. Okay, here we go. To do your sky, you are going to have to make a choice whether you have a daytime sky or a nighttime sky. Either one is up to you. They are both beautiful and perfectly acceptable. Please know that in this picture, you are looking directly up towards the sky. So nowhere on this page should I see any green. Green is one of those colors that we associate with everything that is on the ground. And so no green up in our skies. Okay. Blues, yellows, pinks, purples, things like that. Reds, even oranges. Great. Green, not so much. Okay. So, for an example, this is one that I did quite a few years ago. It is not as clean as it once was. However, the idea is still the same. You are essentially going to be blending your colors together. The middle of your picture, wherever that dot was, should be your lightest color. So in this case, this is a sunset type picture. So the sun, or yellow, as we're representing it here, goes in the middle. And I literally started with a circle. If I was doing a nighttime picture, you would also start with your lightest color there. And your lightest color would probably be white, or a silver, or a light gray. And this would be the moon instead. Okay, so either the sun or the moon, whichever celestial body you prefer, goes in the middle. Then, as you travel out from there, colors get darker and darker and darker. So, with the sun in the middle, the next closest color is yellow, and then orange, red, red, violet, and out to purple, and even all the way out to like a navy blue. Okay, again, sunset picture. If you're going to do a daytime picture, you'll still have that yellow sun in the sky, but your lightest blue would go around your sun and then a little bit darker, 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 darker until you get to your darkest blue out on the outside. Okay, so let's do one, shall we? I'm going to use my smallest set of oil pastels here. And I want to do one, let's see, I guess I'll do one that's the moon. So I'm going to start with my, get out of here. I'm going to start with my white. And this white is as clean as I can get it because I don't want it to have other weird colors on here. And I'm going to start by finding wherever I had my dot, and I'm going to put a circle there of white. You need to make sure that this circle is filled in. So getting these little smudgy things is totally fine, but put plenty of white oil pastel on there. I'm also going to take a teeny tiny bit of black, and I'm just going to put a little something something in here, and then blend it around with my white, so that I now have like a gray and white moon. Okay, there is my moon. Done. Possibly not what you expected, but that's what we want. Just getting rid of some of those little fuzzy things, tossing them into the garbage can. Okay, now for nighttime, like I said before, I don't want any green. The reds, the yellows, the oranges, those are more for sunset time, so I'm just going to do a nighttime sky. I'm going to start with my lightest color blue and work outward until I have a super duper dark on the outside. So again, starting with this lightest color, and you're going to want to go in and out and in and out around your moon. You want to avoid coloring on top of the permanent marker. You can get it really close next to it, that's totally great, but you want to avoid being right on top of it. This is probably going to remind you a little bit of how we blended your cactuses earlier this year, because there's going to be a lot of back and forth and back and forth. I'm going to take my white and go around my little moon here so that it looks like it's glowing. Okay. Again, shake off that nastiness into the garbage. Okay, then I'm going to go to my next color blue. And this one again, I'm going to be going in and out and in and out. And when I get to the edges of things, I'm just going to trace right along the edge, but do not get any oil pastel inside of your buildings. Those buildings for this whole project are going to stay white. You probably have an idea of what to do at this point. So all you need to, so as soon as you are ready and you feel prepared, keep going on through doing those rings of color all the way around. When you hit a building or you get to a spot, don't do any more there. But where you've got sky all the way to the edges in those skinny sections, make sure you keep doing color out further and further and further out. Leave your buildings white. Please do not put any color inside of your buildings. For my night sky, when I'm all done with this, I am going to go back through with either white or yellow and put some stars back in the sky. But that's it. Go ahead and paint your sky or do oil pastel in your sky. If you are doing paint, paint is basically the same. You're going to start by making your moon or your sun in the sky with paint, and then letting that dry for a minute. Then you're going to start to put your layers in. So your lightest color, and then you do your next lightest color all the way out to the edges of your page. I will have already separated out those colors for you in the back of the room, and when it is your turn, you will go to a painting station and do your sky. The water is there, comes magically out of the sink, cups, brushes, paper towels, everything will be in the back already for you. When you are done at the painting station, please set it up again for the next person in line, and we will get through all of our classmates just like that. Okay? Thank you so much for listening today. I wish you luck. These projects turn out really, really beautifully, so please don't rush this part. Go nice and slow and make your sky as beautiful as you can. Okay? Good luck. Can't wait to see your finished work. And I'll see you next time. Bye.